So I'm trying to find a solution because none exist on the market for large ant bait stations on properties, especially here in South Florida. I don't know how it's like around the country, where landscapers, if I install these little green Antopia bait stations outside of a property, they would totally get destroyed by the landscaper. I would be replacing them every other month because they destroy sprinkler heads. They just are not very careful. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a EVO Express station which has a weight on it. These things will hold up in the landscape. They can't be moved around. And I went ahead and added the exclusion grate. This will allow for ants, carpenter ants, to get in. It's not going to allow for a rat or a raccoon to get in there, an animal. And I basically used an epoxy, Gorilla epoxy clear, and I made it so that it's pretty in there. It's not going to come out. And I took these basically, what do you call these? Containers. And I drilled, a couple of less than quarter-inch hole in them. And I'm going to use a 1% solution. This is a little old product, but it still works. It just turns yellow after a while. It's probably been there for about a year. Of Thickwood, 1% solution of Thickwood. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these. And the reason we want to use that much is because of heat and evaporation. I've used the B&G. If you go back and look at my videos, the B&G stations that we put around a property, those are really good, but they got to be inside a landscape where nobody's going to touch them. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill them with the Thickwood, and I'm going to put it here, and this will allow me to install a station because we've got big-headed ants on this property, and liquid for big-headed ant will work for carpenter ant too. It just takes about 6 weeks to get it under control. So we're going to fill these, and then we're just going to close it. But as you can see, I just filled them right underneath to the hole so that we get the maximum amount of liquid in there, and then we're just going to monitor evaporation on how it goes down over the next month and how long does it last. So my thing is, how long will these stations, how often will I need to service them if I do this? And then we'll just put the lid on it. We're going to snap those into place and then close the station. And they fit perfectly inside, and now the insects will be able to go in, but not a rat or an animal. Let's see what happens.